Oh. Cool, mate. Is that your stomach? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it is. I'm starving. We got any lunch?
Don't worry, mate. I've got lunch sorted for us. Spirulina.
Yeah? Spirulina. What on earth is that?
Pure vegetable plankton. Full of vitamins and minerals.
Oh my God, that looks a lovely green. Cheers. Oh,
how's it going, alright? This is the What's Occurin podcast with Cal and Chuck. So if you like jams on the ash, making an omelette, or a cheeky finger, then crack on. If not, back off. Tidy.
hello and welcome to this week's episode of the What's Occurin podcast with myself, Callum Goddard.
Hello.
And you, who are you?
Oh yeah, I should probably say my name.
Who are you?
I'm Chuck.
Nice to meet you, Chuck. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're a Gavin Stacey fan, aren't you?
Series 2 and episode 3, mate. Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Great episode, this one.
I loved last week's episode. I love this one. Series 2 is heating up.
So for those of you who have just tuned in for the first ever time, Chuck and I are two massive Gavin and Stacey fans, and we're talking through the much-loved BAFTA award-winning sitcom, episode by episode, with some fun little things along the way.
You know what? I went through the Wikipedia page earlier for Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. And the viewing figures are astonishing.
Really?
12 million, I think.
12
maybe 11 million for the final episode, New Year's Day.
Oh, yeah,
2009.
yeah. Emotional one.
Which is insane, really, for just a sitcom comedy.
But it did break that kind of barrier of sort of sitcom viewing figures and sort of terrestrial primetime TV figures, you know?
Bearing in mind there's 21 episodes.
Yeah.
And that many people watch the final one.
Yeah, of course.
That big an impact just over 3 series, couple of Christmas one Christmas special at the time. Astonishing.
Yeah, it is astonishing.
Anyway, should we get on with it?
Let's get on with it, mate. You've
as
already
we alluded
finished
to
yours.
right at the start, we are drinking Spirulina. It's actually a bit of knockoff smoothie from Tesco's, isn't it?
It is.
But, you know.
But you know what? We wanted to authenticate
We wanted a drink.
Uncle Bryn's lovely
We wanted a nice
concoction.
green drink. And I tell you what, it's not as bad. It is vegetable plankton.
You know what? I would actually drink that as a smoothie. If I ordered that in a cafe and got it, I wouldn't actually be too unhappy.
It's got a bit of a
zing.
texture to it, doesn't it?
And a zing.
Is it on my lip right now?
Yeah, it's on your bloody mustache.
It's all over the tap.
Yeah.
Series 2, Episode 3, we're drinking in tribute to Smithy and Bryn some Spirulina, aka pure vegetable plankton. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. And Chuck has just finished his, and I have only touched the surface.
There we go.
I wanted to sip it through the episode, not neck it.
Absolutely delicious. So Series 2, Episode 3 starts off Stacey in bed, Gavin at work.
Oh.
Stacey has still failed to get a job. And then goes on about
useless piece of shit, isn't she?
All right, enough of that.
No, sorry.
She's a friend of the show, is Joanna Page, right? She tweeted us once. Remember that. And then Stacey goes on about her brunch. Possibly one of the most boring lines ever, as accentuated by Pamela.
It is genuinely the most boring story I've ever heard in my life. And I've heard some boring stories. Genuinely boring stories. I mean, half the crap that you come out with is pretty dull. Chuck was telling me earlier about how he enjoyed this Saturday afternoon programme.
Money from Nothing on BBC One. Very good programme.
And he was just like, yeah, I just watched it and I got quite into it. I was like, right, that's one of the worst stories you've ever told me.
You know, just halfway through a story, like, fuck, this has got zero. There's no punchline coming. There's zero substance. I'll be going for 45 seconds.
Oh, dear. It then goes on to Nessa at the amusements arcade, and she is having a phone call with Stacey, and she says, "Oi, Stace, what's this here about a brunch?"
That's just classic Gavin and Stacey. I love how that Nessa already knows about the brunch, bearing in mind on camera what we've just seen on screen. She's only just told Pam about the brunch. So in that time, Stacey's also managed
to her mum, who's probably
yeah. But we just see. I love that, and a lot of that. That's kind of one of their key little things. They do that a lot, where they, you don't see something happen, but then, like when Bryn rushes in and he says, "You'll never believe what happened. Mick's going to be on the telly," and they all know straight away. What's this about your old man on the box?
It accentuates that whole sort of small village lifestyle kind of.
You love the small village expression.
Well, no, it is though.
You love it.
Growing up, in small villages.
Small village.
Yeah, hashtag small village. Get one going. That's their kind of selling point, isn't it?
Yeah.
They love that.
I grew up in a small village and it was ridiculous.
But then again, it's too bitchy.
The amount of shit, I remember guy 3 doors down got to the Apprentice final one year.
Oh yeah.
And
what was his name?
Chris. I can't remember his last name. He was on it. The series.
BBC One are getting
the
good
woman. Yeah.
promo
Bloody
this
hell.
episode.
Girl called Stella won it that year.
Yes,
hair.
Stella.
Yeah. So the guy,
Stella did the bakeries. No, she didn't. No.
I can't remember, but she ended up broke off with Lord Sugar a year after. She had quite a court battle.
Hope she had a prenup.
Anyway, the whole town, the whole town knew about Chris Bates. That was it. Chris Bates is called.
Chris Bates.
Yeah, the whole town knew about Chris.
I hope his brother wasn't called Master.
Jesus Christ. Is this the sort of form you're going to be on today? the whole town knew about him. You know what? What we just said about shit stories, let's just fucking move on.
Love it. Anyway. So there is Chuck's ode to small village life.
So we were also saying how awful it must have been for Gavin seeing Smithy turn up at his work, just in a state of shock. And it's weird because, you obviously spend so much of your life with your work colleagues, but your family never meet them really, or kind of which is bizarre kind of dynamic.
You essentially spend more time with them than your actual own family.
And the shock it must be to see your best mate. I imagine where I work, seeing my best mate walk through, it'd be just what the fuck are you doing?
We were discussing this episode with our good friend Harrison. He was like, that is exactly why you should never tell your friends where you work.
Yeah, 100%.
Because for those reasons, you do not want those two worlds merging.
And then we move on to the scene with the classic line, how many Nurofen would it take to finish me off? And then Gavin obviously says, you need 100.
Yeah, so I proposed an interesting point to Chuck with this. Chuck, you stand by the fact that you think that gag would be allowed now.
In 2019. Yeah, the reason why, I tell you, because I think the joke isn't so much about suicide. It's more about Smithy and his illogical thinking.
Yeah.
I think that's what the joke's about.
Yeah.
And the punchline is on that. And it's Gavin's face at the end going...
it's the holiday comment.
Yeah. I think that's what makes it okay. And I think that's the genius of the writing. Again, such a serious topic that they've included in the conversation. But... yeah, it's still one of the funniest
things.
We put the clip up on the No Context account, didn't we?
Yeah.
34,000 people have seen that video.
It's crazy.
So it just shows you how iconic a scene it is, and it's just hilarious. It is great. And one of my favourite lines is, with all those activities and seeing him, how's she's been fitting in? And then she's been fitting in all right.
Guilt sweets, Gav. Guilt sweets.
Cola bottles, Astro belts. Guilt sweets they were, Gav. Guilt. And I just love that whole scene. It's just so iconic.
Is Smithy. That scene capsulises Smithy, as you said. The no logic to the bloke.
Yeah.
It's just perfect.
Another part of the episode that cracks me up. So it then goes back to the kiosk at the amusement arcade, and Bryn and Ness are singing.
Yeah.
And it's quite a nonchalant scene, not a lot going on, and it's the hand at the end that Nessa does to keep Bryn in time. I can't remember the song they're singing, but
they're singing. I don't know the name of it. Leave it with me.
Yeah, an evening with me. Yeah. And then at the end she puts the hand out. It's so funny.
He said, I still think I prefer lines in the stream.
And then another quite iconic scene is an iconic Pam moment is her telling the story about Smithy's mum, and
Pauline.
the story that No Man Jan has told her. Pauline, head mistress,
and Stacey's kind of really into it, but Mick and Gav just look at each other and think, right, here she
when
goes
are you gonna
again.
learn? You can't trust anything No Man Jan says.
But I love that dynamic that Mick and Pam both have in that scene.
Yeah.
Where Mick's just tired of her shit.
Yeah.
And he knows exactly what's about to leave her mouth, but he still loves her.
And it is... I've realised Pam is quite literally my mother in a character form. It is ridiculous. So she's always loved the school gossip mill, like someone going off with the headmistress or whatever. So it kind of reminded me when I was 10 or 11. I used to get in the car after school. I've just been at primary school. And she'd go, any gossip? And I literally remember saying to her, Mum, I'm 11. There's no fucking gossip. I've done art for 3 hours this afternoon. Someone nicked my pencil. So I kind of imagine Gav sort of maybe had the same thing growing up as well.
So we go from the classic scene with Pam having a good gossip in the kitchen to Stacey meeting Smithy's sister Rudy for the first time. We'll get onto her a bit more later on the episode. But I think it's a great scene because she does actually confirm the Pauline rumours are kind of true.
Oh, you mentioned this to me the other day.
Smithy says to her, "Where's Mum?" She goes, "Having tea round Pauline's."
And then Gavin and Stacey have that little glance at each other.
Yeah,
I remember it now.
Bang. There we go.
That's something I never really noticed.
Clever
That's
writing.
Crazy. I love Smithy when he comes in and just how gutted he is that Gavin isn't doing the robot. And he just hits his arm at the end. He's like, "Why are you doing it?"
It's that awkward hang.
And his disgust at her being referred to as Smithy as well. Your name is Rudy, which is in fact not your real name, which is in fact... Anyway.
Your name's Ruth, and people call you Rudy, so you actually do already have a nickname, so you have no reason to be called Smithy.
Yeah, and then they go into a full-on fist fight, and I remember me and a pal, when we watched this when we were younger, we kept on pausing and rewinding and watching over and over again. The first second of that fight, if you watch it really closely, Rudy just nuts Smithy straight on the nose, properly just punches him. It's so funny. Properly gets him. He goes, "Ah!"
It's the way he's just like, "You're a dick. No, you're a dick." Ah!
Did you not invent robotics? It just reminds me of me and my... I've got a sister a year older than me. It just reminds me and her growing up. That's exact. I can remember dragging my sister out when she didn't give me the TV remote. I literally dragged her out the front door, threw her out the front, and slammed the front door. It got to that level.
You threw our sister out the house.
Yeah, mate. I wanted to watch bloody Sky Sports Golf, probably. Or something. No. So we then cross over to Barry and. What is going on?
Oh, honestly.
They're having some debate about the stock exchange.
It's one of the most out of context scenes.
I love
Makes zero sense to the actual
They're all
show.
in on it.
Yeah.
Doris, even later on, is like, "How's it look? You're not waiting until Tokyo opens up."
I think you're a fool.
Yeah. They've all got such invested opinions in it. I just don't get it.
What even is Tokyo? Have you established what it is? What is
it's
Tokyo?
It's when the Japanese stock exchange opens. It's I assume it's when Tokyo is open, because obviously it's further because of the time difference. That's what Tokyo is.
Right, okay. I thought stock exchanges were always open.
Well, no, because it's different. It's done on... So the FTSE 100 will close... It would have closed now, time of recording. It'll close at 5 o'clock. When the bankers basically go home, that's when it closes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
when
how
they cease trading for the today.
Yeah, exactly.
You do learn something new every day.
There we go, mate.
Stocks and shares.
Yeah, maybe we should add this to the investment banking section on Apple Podcasts. No, and another thing I really like...
a plummet of listeners.
A bit of genius, again, similar to... Nessa already knowing about the brunch through Gwen or whatever, but us not really seeing that on camera. It's when there's always someone on the phone and there's that long pause and then they hang up and then they just say one sentence just to sum up the last 30 seconds. Yes, go on, yes.
Oh,
and it's going, yeah. They'll be here in 10. I love it, it's great. Or there's one, I think it's in the first series, where Stacey's on the phone to Ness. And it's zooming in the slow camera zoom. It's another classic thing. And then she just goes, "She don't want one." It's bad on that.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. No, the little things like that really do help kind of make you realise that these people are just living such simple lives, and something as big as having a husband from Essex can be a big thing.
Gavin Stacey and Smithy turn up for the scan the evening before, and I love the camera work in this. I've really started to notice it. It's all done on one shot, actually, if you realise. And it pans from Bryn and Gavin and Stacey kind of seeing each other for the first time, Gwen, and then it pans to Doris coming out, and Doris is just in full form, comes out, "Oh, you got a great pair of lips, haven't you, Gav?" And then also gets in on the stock exchange. But one of my favourite lines is Gavin asks her about her leg, and then he suggests to her about getting a mobility scooter. She's like, "Maureen's got one. She looks a right knob."
Doris is on fine form in this episode.
Oh yeah, Doris is on great form.
We have the fish and chips.
And then the fish and chip scene is next. And another thing I've started to notice after rewatching this episode recently is the little glance Smithy does when he's got his 3 battered sausage in one hand and Nessa's 3 battered sausage in the other hand, and just as he's walking over to give it to her,
I know exactly.
he gives him a little glance to see which one's got more in it. It's just classic.
So true. I noticed that exactly thing as well. That's brilliant. That is really brilliant.
And if you watch some of the extras, Ruth Jones and James Corden, they actually discuss how they're almost a little bit worried about that scene, the fish and chips scene.
Really?
They're literally just sat there eating fish and chips. They're like,
it shouldn't be entertaining.
It shouldn't be. And they're like, what do we need to do? They're like, should we kill a character? So that's kind of where the idea of going, oh my God, Doris is dead. And then they wrote that, and then they're like, oh no, wait, we can't kill off Doris. And like in that scene as well.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that whole thing came from. Like, no, she's just popped off, and then and then she wakes up and she's like, oh, I dropped off.
So now when she goes to be walked home, this is very OG What's Occurring podcast on our social media. We put out a thing, we retweeted a tweet where it was saying that you didn't know who was saying the thanks, Gav.
Yeah. Thanks, Gav.
I've remembered this.
Okay,
And I watched it, and you can't see who says the line.
Hard.
It sounds like Stacey, but you can't see who says it.
No, and because Stacey's lips don't move.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's Gwen, to be honest.
But it doesn't sound like Gwen.
Sound well.
Yeah. So yeah, if you've seen that on Twitter as well, let us know on our socials at What's Occurring Pod.
And then the routine Nessa has when she's eating her chips. I have 2 battered sausage, 2 cigarettes, and then go back for the 3rd. That's like me. Well, not like me. I don't have to.
Or do you do that exact routine?
No, but I do have quite an efficient way of eating my fish and chips.
Do you?
As in, like, I'm very particular about it. I have mushy peas with it, fish and chips.
Yeah, of course.
And then I have a very particular way of putting the condiments on it, and then I'll always eat the chips and then the fish, with the mushy peas kind of with both. Yeah.
So you don't have your fish ever with your chips?
No.
Why?
I don't know. But there we go.
Oh my God.
Me and Nessa would get on.
You really are a pioneer.
A trailblazer in the consumption of fish and chips.
I love that word.
There we go. Episode 2, series 2, episode 3. Another cracker.
It is a great episode.
And one thing that is brought up in episode 2, series 2, episode 3, is Pam's array of activities, shall we say, that she gets up to in her spare time. So, just in this episode, she references jiu-jitsu, karate, fencing, and then also we hear in future she applies for BGT. So, for this week, we wanted to ask you, what other things do you think Pam gets up to in her spare time?
We had some interesting suggestions, didn't we?
We have had some good suggestions.
But I can see her doing all of them. I honestly can.
I honestly could. I'm going to kick things off.
Go on.
I reckon, on topic, she would be at the recent Extinction Rebellion protest in London.
100%.
But she probably would have driven there, and she probably would be serving burgers to a bunch of vegans. 100%.
So true. She'd sort of just think she's doing a nice thing, but in fact, she's probably just doing something completely counterproductive.
Katie on Twitter, she says Pam would definitely be at her yoga classes. I can fully imagine her giving the downward dog a go. Yeah. Pamela.
She loves it.
What do you reckon, Cal? What do you think she gets?
So, I had a long, hard think about this, but I think she'd be an active member of the Peloton. I believe I'm getting that correct. Is that the virtual cycle classes?
Yeah.
So you get your bike and you join this group, and you have an instructor on your screen telling you to go faster, slow down, hill climb. She'd be an active member of that, and she would have put it right in the middle of the living room, being really obnoxious when Mick's trying to watch the telly, and she'd just be really in the way, and she'd be loving it. That's what I think Pam would absolutely love.
Hannoween on Twitter. Hannoween, play on words there.
Yeah,
Halloween
tomorrow.
Like it. She kind of agrees with you as well. She says clubber size,
all right,
complete with glow sticks. Agree with that. Completely imagine her doing that. Probably going over this. You can imagine her just walking in, slapping the glow sticks on, going for a bit of ham after or something. Tim also on Twitter. He says amateur dramatics. Definitely, you can see her doing that.
I reckon she's got a few pantos in her.
A few pantos,
but
100%.
Not as Alison Steadman, as Pam.
I reckon she would make a great Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Genius.
Alison Steadman, please get in touch. We're gonna be great agents.
At Lucy D on Twitter as well. She says Pam would definitely try and get on Bake Off.
Oh yeah.
But she's not really the chef of the family, though, is she? It's
No.
more of a Mick thing. But I definitely reckon
Mick's MasterChef. We've established this.
Yeah, we have established it. I could see her giving it a go. And do you reckon she'd get a Hollywood handshake?
I think she'd get a Hollywood handshake in another way. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, we shall end it on that horrific note. At What's Occurring Pod on Twitter for any future emails in. I like that one there.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Cheers, guys.
So, this week, our character analysis, we briefly mentioned it earlier, but we firstly meet the one and only Rudy Smith.
Rudy
Absolute
Smith.
legend. Ruth Smith.
For me, I absolutely love this character. I think she comes in perfect sort of amounts in the whole 3 series.
100%.
And I think...
And Sheridan Smith nails it.
Exactly. And you think, look at her now. She's this big star. She's done amazing things. And,
I really like 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps as well. Have you seen that?
No,
That's
I
comedy
haven't.
gold as well. Yeah, that was kind of before Gavin Stacey. That was her first sort of break. It was on BBC. Again, another BBC programme.
Oh,
no worries, sign us up.
People have to pay the TV licence for this.
Yeah, another really good BBC thing.
Yeah?
She's great in that. Anyway, should we go into a bit more detail?
Yes,
about
let's.
Ruth Smith. So, her full name. I don't know if this is ever referenced. We get this off some fandom website, and I don't know if they just make half this shit up. Anyway, Rudy's full name is Raphael Jackie.
I mean, that's
Emily
made up.
Smith.
Can I just stop you right there? There is no way she's called Raphael.
Hang on, it's after her maternal grandmother. There we go.
What? Played football for Barcelona? I mean, sorry, Chuck, that is bollocks. That is absolute bollocks.
She appears to have no regard for her work and doesn't give a toss if she gets fired from her drive-through burger job.
Right.
Her best friends are Ross and Florence. She also has a bit of an altercation with Charisse, didn't she?
Florence. Is that a genuine thing?
Yeah. No, it is referenced in one of the episodes. She goes on about her friends.
Because there's Shanice.
Sorry, I said Charisse. Yeah,
Charisse, sorry.
Yeah, it is Charisse. Yeah. And
shut up!
Yeah. Gavin just has to bolt it off. That's series 2, episode 7, so we will get onto that. Here is the description of her personality by the Wikipedia fandom. She seems to be quite childish, often getting into fights with her big brother through attacking him with snide remarks, often about his weight. My personal favourite is the Pavarotti.
Oh, yeah,
when they're at the shopping mall.
Hey, you look nice. Pavarotti.
And then also she's quite childish in the sense that she actually wears Heelys.
Yeah.
Which I once wanted for Christmas.
Yeah.
I was about 8 years old, so
And I owned a pair
it's
for a
quite
long
immature.
time. Yeah.
How old were you?
16?
No, you weren't.
No, of course I wasn't. I was, sorry.
Despite their fights, Rudy and Smithy generally care about each other, which I agree
It's
with.
every
They
brother
do.
and sister.
They do. They have a love-hate relationship,
I'm the
and
same
that's
with
the
my
beauty
sister,
of
you know.
it. And yeah, me too. Should we go on to the top Rudy moments?
Yeah, let's do
before
it.
we get slated by our siblings. So should we move on to our top 3 Smithy moments?
Also known as Rudy.
Yeah. Oh,
Could get confusing
Blimey, Smithy, the actual Smithy would not be happy with me there.
That you know why? That's why he said he wouldn't come on this podcast because
because he's in LA, not because he's moved on to a massive American.
but because
talk show.
you called his sister Smithy.
I thought so.
Disgraceful.
In at 3, Cal.
Fight over the robot with Smithy, as we discuss in this very episode where they get into that massive brawl.
Yeah. Number 2 is when he calls Smithy. Pavarotti just mentioned it. I think that is an immense moment, but there's just one better off moment, isn't there?
There is.
You can't beat the number 1, which is
The American Boy rap.
How can you not? I actually know every single word to that rap purely because
Of Gavin Stacey.
Of Gavin and Stacey, and I'm sure that's the same with everyone else.
Yeah.
When they hear that on the radio, it comes on here and there, and on Radio 1 or whatever.
It's an amazing moment.
Plugging BBC the whole time.
What? Absolute radio.
Yeah, when it comes on Absolute Radio.
When it comes on a Heart, when it comes on a Magic, when it comes on Absolute, when it comes on all the stations that aren't BBC.
Anyway, top Rudy moment, Ruth Smith, is the American Boy rap.
Yeah,
and
fantastic.
I think that does the character justice.
Gaff's just sitting
And
there at his
freaking love
desk,
it.
absolutely loving it.
I love it when he just puts the phone down and he continues doing his work. How long will that take you? About 2 or 3 weeks? And my another thing me and my friends quote all the time is when we're bored and we call each other up, you must be a border collie. Yeah, he's Carol Borderman. Absolutely love it.
That's great.
There we go. That that is this week's character analysis.
Perfect.
There we go. So for this week's Superfan segment, we are joined by Miss Chloe DeSave, who, again, works for BBC London. Anyway,
oh my God, what is going on?
She is also a superfan. She loves the programme, and she joins us all the way from none other than Barry Island.
Incredible.
Absolutely incredible. Before we speak to her, though, she actually managed to speak to Glenda, who owns Stacey's house. So we're going to have a little listen to that right now.
So Glenda, you own Stacey's house. How must that feel?
I can't describe it. It's just, I'm over the moon every time they come back. But this time it was different because they built some of it at the studio and some of it in here.
And so you open it up to visitors all year round. How does it change, and how much do you love seeing all these people come to see it?
Well, because I'm dyslexic, I have opened up a lot more, and I've opened up to bullying. I will not stand for any more to bully me. And Gavin Stacey has made my life fantastic.
What's your favourite bit about Gavin and Stacey?
My favourite bit? I don't think I've got a favourite bit. I think all of it is my favourite.
Do you have a favourite character?
Oh, yeah, Smithy.
Smithy's your favourite?
Yeah. Smithy came in and he asked, did I mind if I hug? If he hugged, I said no, I didn't.
Didn't mind at all, James
No, I
Corden?
didn't mind. No.
Oh, brilliant.
And he was the only one that thanked me.
Mm-hmm. So how did it happen? How did it become Stacey's house? Because obviously this was your house before it happened.
Yeah. Everybody in the street received a letter. On the letter, it was a telephone number. And I phoned up and they said they were interested on filming. Not Gavin Stacey, didn't say Gavin Stacey. They just said they're interested in the filming. And I said, yeah. And I think they come down about 5 times. You didn't even get the okay. They had to work out how the camera's got to come in, where my stuff's got to go out and their stuff's got to come in. They got to work out, they got to take photos of everything of mine and put it back the way it is. And they had to work all that out. And then after 5 times, I got the okay. I had, they filmed Gavin and Stacey in my house.
And it must have been quite good to be here while they were filming, just to sort of know
No,
that this was
I
happening.
wasn't here when they were filming.
You weren't there? So what happened?
Not the 4th year.
Mm-hmm.
The first year I was away for 7 days. The second year I was away for 8 days. The third year I was away for 2 days. It was a Christmas special because it was more at the other house.
Mm-hmm.
And the 4th year I moved out was 1.5 days. No, sorry, 1.5 weeks on the 4th year. But this time, the first day I was upstairs from 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock, watching a film start, going back. I was bored stiff. And the second day and the third day, I was in the premiere in. They put me in because they were filming a little bit here and upstairs and down. And then on the Monday and Tuesday, I was upstairs again.
Mm-hmm. And are you excited for the Christmas special?
Oh, yeah. I was told it's 8 o'clock.
Really?
But Christmas Day, 8 o'clock.
Christmas Day, 8 o'clock. Well, let's put it in our diary.
So there we go, mate. Is that a little exclusive from Glenda?
I think Glenda has let it slip.
8
a little
p.m. Christmas
bit.
Day. We've actually got a time.
Yeah.
I think that's nowhere.
Glenda, you could be in a world of trouble here, love.
Cheers, Glenda. So that means in 57 days, we will be sat down watching the Christmas special.
I honestly cannot believe we're
At
now
8 p.m.
sat here, Chuck, saying it's 57 days away
It's
from
under 2 months.
a reunion of Gavin and Stacey. When
There
we
we
set
go.
this podcast up, we had no expectation of this ever happening.
Yeah, a good reminder for anyone who's just listened in the second series. If you're trying to work out when we release this podcast, it seems like we released it in news of the release. We actually started the podcast 2 weeks before they announced the
It's
Christmas
ridiculous.
special.
It was honestly ridiculous.
There we go.
Yeah.
We bought a lottery ticket and we're still here doing the podcast.
Yeah.
So needless to say, we didn't win.
And we applied for jobs at the BBC and we're still here.
So, should we get Chloe on the phone? Let's do it. Oh, Chloe.
Yes.
How's it going, darling?
I feel absolutely atrocious.
Night out in Cardiff, fun.
Nightmare.
But it's alright, I'm in Barry.
You're actually in Barry right
Love
now.
to see it.
Yeah, I'm in Barry. I'm in travel lodge now.
You sound
That's sick.
You sound so delighted with that.
I've seen everything.
What? Talk us through your day yesterday then.
So I was actually there for a conference, and and it was quite funny actually. At the start of the conference, we had the Welsh Assembly member come over, and she's like, "There's more to Barrow than just Gavin and Stacey," and I was like, "Not true."
Bollocks.
That's a lie.
I was like, nah. So after lunch, I kind of skipped out of the conference. This ain't doing it for me. I need to go and see everything. So I ended up going. So I went to Stacey's house first.
Oh my
That's
god.
so cool.
And Glenda and the door was open, and Glenda said, "Come in, come see everything."
Wait, so the person who lives in the house, does she kind of just let everyone come in and sort of look round?
Yeah, she's open on the weekends and open
That's
for
so
holidays.
cool. So she's making money off it as well?
She's not actually making any money off of it, actually. She doesn't actually charge people.
Oh my god, what an amazing woman.
She has like a charity box for the RNLI.
Oh, Glenda.
Oh, okay.
What a lady.
People can make donations and then that goes to charity, but she doesn't actually make any money of it. She just loves it. And yeah, she's kept... The lounge isn't the same, but when they come to film it, it changes completely. So they come back in and put the sofa back in, sort of thing.
Got you.
But the kitchen's exactly the same. There's a frying pan on the oven, the butter's out, sort of thing.
That's so funny. That is so funny.
Does she actually like...
Stacey's room.
Does she live there?
Yeah, she lives there. Yeah. So one of the rooms is sort of her room, her private bedroom. But she keeps Stacey's room exactly the same. So you go in there and it's exactly the same as how they left it. There's a clear blue pregnancy test on the bed and everything. So it's actually so wicked.
Oh my god, is she single? I want to marry this woman.
I think she's single, ready to mingle. So go ahead.
That is my life goal. I need to marry her, and then I can live in the Gavin and Stacey house. So, what was the highlight? Was it going in the house or Marco's Cafe, the slots?
I think the highlight was going in Stacey's house, but I did everything else. I went to Marco's Cafe.
Nice.
I had fish and chips on the wall.
Oh my god.
Beefy's fish and chips sat on the wall.
You've honestly lived the dream.
This is making me feel pretty erotic right now.
Yeah. Chloe, obviously every week when we get a super fan on, we give you a chance to have a 30-second pitch as to why you are the biggest super fan. Last week we had Chuck's sister who did an incredible pitch. She was to the point, she got to the points quickly, and she got a perfect score of 5. It's now over to you to kind of do your 30-second pitch and tell us why you are the ultimate super fan. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hit it.
Okay, so I'm actually in Barry Island right now. I think that sort of deserves it. Second of all, Gavin and Stacey, I grew up with it. I do all the quotes when I can. I haven't stopped doing the quotes since I've been here. Third,
halfway.
I nearly broke up with my boyfriend because he said he doesn't like Gavin and Stacey
I've
that
got
much.
so much time for that.
I actually had to evaluate the relationship. 5 years down the line, do I want to dump him now? But
Love
it's
it.
okay, I've got him into it. So I've also transformed.
Time is up.
That was strong.
That
That was pretty strong.
That was good. That was good effort.
And fully sack off your boyfriend now. Get rid of him.
Oh no! I
You're
made him
causing
watch
problems.
Oh,
it.
he's a
You're causing
convert.
problems, Chuck.
Oh, wow. Right, Callum,
No, I
mate.
made him watch it, and now he loves it.
This is another high standard
Absolutely.
entry.
It's a good candidate. I know what I'm going for.
All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, 4.
4.5.
I'll take that.
So, 4, I said 4, you said 4.5, 4.25, so 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Which is strong, pretty decent.
It's well done. Well done.
But we now
take
go into the quiz, and basically, Callum's going to give me and you a quiz, Chloe, out of 5, and basically, if you beat me in the quiz, your score doubles overall. So we add your quiz score to your 4 out of 5 you just got, and then if you beat me, that score out of 10 then doubles, and you've got 9 to beat. Is it? They both got 9, didn't they, Cal?
No. Your sister last week got 9, and Patrick got 8.
All right, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So the score to beat is 9.
Okay. Well, I got absolutely battered last night, and now I feel like I shouldn't have done that.
And you know what? As Chuck the last 2 weeks has had the questions first, I'm going to give you the opportunity to go first here, Chloe, because you're in Barry Island and I feel you've made real effort for this. So, you're going to go first in the super quiz.
Okay.
So your first question So it's kind of all in chronological order. It might kind of change about, but it starts off, and finishes sort of in the episode order. Okay. What programme was Stacey going to do the job hunt after?
I knew you were going to ask that.
Loose women.
Correct.
Correct.
I knew you were going to ask that question.
Okay, Chuck, your first question. How many hours did Stacey sleep?
That means I slept for almost 11 hours.
Oh, you're sad. Yeah, that is correct. 1-1. What activity... Sorry, this is your second question, Chloe. What activity did Pam invite Stacey to do?
Jiu-jitsu.
That's incorrect. It was fencing.
She'd just come back from
So
jiu-jitsu.
she was doing jiu-jitsu and she was going to do fencing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nightmare scenes.
Right, so that means Chuck has an advantage. Okay, Chuck, your second question. Name the 3 items, all 3 by the way, that Stacey had for her second part of her brunch.
So she just ate a banana and then she had some cereal, yogurt and a sandwich.
You are actually sad. Yeah, that is correct. I made that question thinking, no way he's getting all 3. No way. Right, 2-1 to Chuck. Third question for you, Chloe. Why can't Smithy afford all the Nurofen?
Because they weren't about to have a holiday by the end of the year.
Yeah, correct. He wants to have a holiday. Okay. Which is just an absolutely incredible line.
Yeah, it's like how people did get to finish me off.
And actually, I have to say, it's done very well on the No Context Gavin Stacey page that Chuck's been running very well. Okay, Chuck, your third question. Is it? Yeah, Chuck's third question. What was the name of the headmistress Smithy's mum slept with?
Mistress? Head mistress? Oh no, I'm so bad with names. Fuck.
Oh, I know this.
Do you?
Yeah.
Love to see it, don't you?
It's in there. It is in there. It's like Tony last week.
Yeah.
It's
You got a 10-second counter starting in 3.
I think
2,
it's no. I think it's Pauline.
That is correct.
Yes.
So it's 3-2 to Chuck, heading into the fourth question. Question number 4 for you, Chloe. Finish this quote. What is it with the Welsh and ...
Oh,
I know
and
this.
curry sauce.
Yes.
Correct.
What is it with
Correct.
the Welsh and curry sauce? What is wrong with a dry chip?
I have to say, it is incredible, let's be honest. Chips and curry sauce. Question number 5 for you, Chuck. How many correct guesses did Stacey get in her made-up baby game?
In her... Oh, yeah, I think I know. So far, I got 2 wrong and 2 right.
Is that your final answer?
Oh, I don't know. I hate it when you say that. Final answer.
I say it all the time.
Wait, let me have a think. I'm sure she says...
No, you can't think for too long. You've already given an answer.
Wait, Jesus Christ. I'm going to go 2.
Okay, 2. That is incorrect.
No!
Yes, it was 3. She got 3 correct. So far, I've got 3 correct and 2 wrong.
No. Disaster.
Yes.
So it's head to head now, basically.
Yeah, it's head to head. That's it.
Oh,
So, Chloe, question number 5 for you.
pressure's on.
How many sausages does Nessa have before her fag?
Oh. I think I know, but I just don't want to say it and get it wrong because that means I'll be in the lead. Oh.
You don't want to be in the lead. How does that make any sense?
Oh, shush. I drank too much wine. Let's say 2.
That is correct.
Shit.
What did Doris say to Gav he had a great pair of?
He had a great pair. What? I can't even remember.
So, chronologically...
Oh, wait. He goes, you got a great face and a great pair of lips, I think. Yeah, lips.
That is correct.
Yes.
Which means that it's 4-4 heading into the tiebreaker. And this tiebreaker is by far the toughest one we've done yet.
That's to go top, Chloe, to top of to go top of the leaderboard, this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is big. This is the biggest tiebreaker we've had yet, and by far the most challenging question. So what I wanted to do for this, make it quite topical. Obviously, as you're in Barry Island, Chuck's in Surrey, I kind of wanted to sort of meet in the middle. What is the total amount of miles from Essex to Barry Island? So this is the amount of miles that the Essex contingent had to travel, but I want it the round trip, so just double it.
Okay. I think we worked this out the other day, didn't we? Okay.
So it's going to be closest to the pin. Whoever's closest to the figure wins the question. So you both could be way off, but one of you could be closest, you know?
All right, should we say it at the same time for fair sake?
I'm going to take both your answers and not say anything, and Chloe's going to give her answer first.
Okay.
So...
I can drive, so I don't know how many miles it takes or anything.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
The guy that drove me here, Jason, he did say how many miles it was, and I just can't bloody remember.
Just have a guess in the ballpark.
Okay, round trip. I'm going to say... it's from Essex as well. I'm going to say 150 miles. I don't know.
150 miles, is that your final answer?
No, I'll do 180.
180, okay. Chuck, what is your answer?
Round trip, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, it's way more than that. I reckon like 400.
Is 400 your final answer, Chuck?
Yeah.
Adolphe?
It's definitely more than...
The correct answer is 414 miles.
Yes!
It is 207 miles each way, which means Chuck is this week's super fan. Chloe, excellent effort, but that gives you a round score of 8 for this week.
Second place. Nightmare.
So it means you're second place on our leaderboard.
No prizes for second place, Chloe. Have some of that.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening to Series 2, Episode 3. What a brilliant episode that was.
Yeah, and thanks for the great suggestions with Pam's activities. Love that.
And Chloe, fantastic super fan quiz, but unfortunately, Chuck rides home victor again. We have to, honestly,
3
guys,
and 3, mate.
we have to beat him. We have to get this.
Hey, I tell you what,
you're annoying me so much.
You know what? I'll let a little secret out the bag. When we started doing the first series, although I rewatched the programs and stuff like that,
yeah,
I was still like not completely in love with it again because I just, you know, when you just see something so many times.
Yeah, of course.
I'm rewatching the second series now, and I'm fully in love with it.
I could not agree more.
I'm literally rewatching scenes after scenes over and over again. So there's no one stopping me.
No,
I'm telling you, there's
However,
no one stopping me.
I think the only reason that you lost this week was because Chloe didn't drive, and she doesn't know mileage like you would because you're a driver.
Mate, there's nothing stopping me. I'm telling you that.
We will stop you.
At
And
What's
everyone,
Occurring
please,
on Twitter, if you want to try and take me down, then
please,
get at us.
Can someone do it? Please.
Also, thanks very much for some reviews. Keep them coming in. Subscribe if you like this episode on Apple Podcasts, and give us another creative review.
Yeah, we've had some great ones in the past. We want more.
Indeed. Follow, subscribe, do all that shebang. Until next week. Goodbye.
Oh, the episode's over, so sling your hook or I'll break your face.